They're lying about LeBron James. That furious argument is now shaking the NBA, because if it's true, the Philadelphia 76ers may have just built a super team nobody is prepared to stop. But one terrifying obstacle could still destroy everything.
Well, I mean, I wish it was a moment for us to have a previously on NBA Today, because I've been saying this since it happened, that Jaylen Brown was the piece that actually moved the needle. But again, you think of, every time I think of someone making these comments and talking about the 76ers and you think that they could possibly go on and win the championship, I always got to think about the Boston Celtics and Brad Stevens. Like, this is going to be tied to them for the rest of the history of the NBA. It's going to be tied to them for the simple fact that not only did you trade an all NBA caliber player to a rivalry team, but now you know that was the deciding factor to land arguably the greatest player to ever play the game, that is still playing at an all NBA level, that possibly could go out and win the championship. If the 76ers go on to win the NBA championship with LeBron James and Jaylen Brown, it will stain the Boston Celtics forever, for the rest of the NBA history totality, that this will go down as arguably the decision for LeBron James.
But that wasn't the end of the controversy. The next argument may be even more explosive, because it challenges the biggest assumption everyone keeps repeating about this new Sixers super team.
So, I want to talk about fit here. But first I am getting really frustrated hearing when this team is discussed, Embiid and LeBron being lumped into the same injury concern. I understand that LeBron is 41 years old. I understand that LeBron just played year 23. No other player in the history of the league has done that, and he's entering year 24. I also understand that LeBron, let me put it like this. I feel like I am one of the only people that understands, at this point, LeBron's track record as far as how injured is he really, how available is he really, should speak for itself. So forget the fact that in LeBron James's career, including all the old guy years, his teams have played in 302 playoff games, and of those 302 playoff games, he has played in 302 of them. Okay? So if we're talking about will they be healthy for the playoffs, I don't know. We've got 20... He's made the playoffs 20 years. We've got 20 years, or he's made it 19 years? 20-some years of data saying if LeBron team is in the playoffs, he's going to be in all those games. All right, yeah, but Nick, what about his old guy years in the regular season? Okay, let's talk about them. Age 39 season. LeBron played 71 of 82 games. Age 40 season. LeBron played 70 of 82 games. Last year, LeBron played 60 of 82 games. But keep in mind, he missed the first 14. So of the Lakers' final 68 games, LeBron played 60 of them. In the last 3 years, I wrote this down. In the last 3 years, LeBron James has played the same number of minutes in the regular season as Jaylen Brown, who's considered an Iron Man. The same number of minutes. He has played more minutes in the last 3 years than the following people: Scotty Barnes, Paolo Banchero, Karl Anthony Towns, Cade Cunningham, Jamal Murray, Steph Curry, Giannis, Wemby, Chet. Playoff and regular season minutes combined, he is, the last 3 years, he's barely behind Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Maxey. Of all the players in the league over the last 3 years, LeBron is 22nd in minutes. 22nd in minutes. So, this idea that, okay, pencil LeBron in for 40 games, sure, it's possible, but that would be the outlier. Now, Embiid's the biggest injury risk in the league. And when Embiid, we know that LeBron and Embiid can work together because we saw it in the Olympics. I think that the LeBron-Embiid pick and roll is going to be devastating when it's there. But I do think they almost have to treat Embiid like a bonus. So here is how, and this is the biggest rub, okay? 28, and I know you're not getting 30, and we're really going to ask a lot of you on defense. Because LeBron's the best passer on the team, and the guy that, where the age has shown up with LeBron, is the ability to give it your all on both ends of the court consistently. Now, maybe because of the other offense they have, LeBron can rest more on offense and help more on defense like he was with the Lakers late in the year, but still, LeBron's the best point person on that team. What LeBron gives them, in addition to being one of the 15 best players in the league and he's playing for the minimum, and in addition to stepping into the starting lineup for Dean Wade, who is actually useful and important for the Sixers team because he's a true role player. What LeBron gives them the versatility of, I could see situations where in games Embiid misses, LeBron is the center. And I could also see a lot of time when Embiid's out there, when LeBron is the point guard. And so, I think Maxey's going to be fine. Maxey loves LeBron. Maxey's thrilled about this. I actually think Embiid's going to be fine.
They're lying about LeBron James. That is no longer just another hot take floating around NBA television. It has exploded into one of the most controversial debates surrounding the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if that statement turns out to be true, then the rest of the NBA may have completely underestimated what could become the league's most dangerous championship team.
Everyone keeps talking about Joel Embiid's health. Everyone keeps pointing at LeBron James turning 41 years old before the season begins. Everyone keeps predicting the same ending, that this experiment is simply too fragile to survive. But what if they're focusing on the wrong problem? Because there is another story developing underneath all the headlines, one that traces back to Boston. The moment the Celtics made the stunning decision to move Jaylen Brown, they didn't simply lose an all-NBA talent. They may have handed Philadelphia the missing championship piece that convinced LeBron James to walk through the door. And if this roster actually wins an NBA title, Boston won't simply regret one trade. It could become one of the most criticized front office decisions in modern NBA history. But as massive as that controversy already is, the next argument is even bigger, and it directly attacks the biggest misconception everyone keeps repeating about LeBron James. But before anyone crowns Philadelphia or buries them, there's one statistic almost nobody is talking about, and it completely changes the conversation. Every discussion about Philadelphia seems to lump LeBron James and Joel Embiid into exactly the same category: injury concerns. But those are not the same conversation. Not even close. Yes, LeBron is entering year 24, something no player in NBA history has ever reached. Yes, he is 41 years old, But the actual numbers tell a completely different story.
LeBron's teams have played 302 playoff games during his NBA career.
He has appeared in all 302. Every single one. Think about that. For more than 2 decades, if LeBron's team reached the postseason, LeBron showed up. That isn't opinion. That's one of the strongest availability records professional sports has ever seen. Even the regular season tells a surprising story. At age 39, LeBron played 71 of 82 games. At age 40, he played 70 of 82. Last season, despite missing the opening 14 games, he still played 60 of the Lakers' final 68 games. That doesn't sound like a superstar falling apart. It sounds like someone still performing at an elite level, while the public continues believing an outdated narrative. And then comes perhaps the most shocking statistic of all. Because once you compare LeBron to the NBA's so-called Iron Men, the entire argument starts collapsing. Over the last 3 seasons, LeBron James has logged the exact same number of regular season minutes as Jaylen Brown. Exactly the same. Yet almost nobody calls Jaylen Brown injury-prone. It gets even more unbelievable. During that same stretch, LeBron has played more total minutes than Scottie Barnes, more than Paolo Banchero, more than Karl Anthony Towns, more than Cade Cunningham, more than Jamal Murray, more than Stephen Curry, more than Giannis Antetokounmpo, more than Victor Wembanyama, and more than Chet Holmgren. Combine regular season and playoff minutes, and LeBron trails only slightly behind Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Maxey. Among every player in the NBA over the last 3 years, LeBron ranks 22nd in total minutes played. 22nd. So why does everyone automatically assume he'll only play 40 games? Because that prediction isn't supported by recent evidence. It's supported by perception. And perception can be dangerously misleading. Still, there is one problem Philadelphia cannot ignore. Unlike LeBron, Joel Embiid truly is one of the league's biggest health questions. And that's exactly where this championship dream could either explode or completely collapse. Because if Embiid can't stay on the floor, everything changes. Unless LeBron James is capable of solving a problem almost nobody else in basketball can. This is where Philadelphia becomes fascinating. Nobody expects LeBron James to score 30 points every night anymore. He doesn't have to. His greatest value is something much bigger. Organization, leadership, versatility. We already watched LeBron and Joel Embiid dominate together during Olympic competition, giving fans a glimpse of what a devastating pick-and-roll combination could look like over an NBA season. But the most frightening possibility isn't when everyone is healthy. It's what happens when they're not. Imagine Embiid missing games. LeBron can shift to center. Imagine Embiid returning. LeBron instantly becomes the team's primary point guard again. That positional flexibility completely changes Nick Nurse's options and gives Philadelphia answers that very few contenders possess. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Instead of losing touches, Maxey may actually become even more dangerous playing alongside arguably the greatest playmaker the game has ever seen. This isn't simply another superstar joining another contender. This is a roster built around complementary strengths rather than overlapping weaknesses. Which brings us back to the question that started everything. Are people really evaluating LeBron James based on what he's doing today? Or are they judging him based on what they assume a 41-year-old should look like? Because if the answer is the second one, the NBA may not realize what's coming until it's far too late. And if Philadelphia lifts the Larry O'Brien Trophy, one franchise will never escape the conversation. The Boston Celtics. Because history may remember that the dynasty wasn't built solely by LeBron James. It began the moment Boston let Jaylen Brown leave. The debate is only beginning, and if this super team stays healthy long enough to prove everyone wrong,
the NBA could be witnessing the start of one of the most controversial championship runs of the modern era.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.